Welcome to the very first episode of the UMB Footy Podcast. I'm your host, Ulysses, along with my co hosts, Matt and Beto. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Yeah, so I'm Matt, born and raised in the Midwest. I'm a lifelong Spurs fan. Um, been keeping up with the sport my whole life. Live and die for this shit. It's World Cup time, baby. So I'm ready to get right into it.
Nice. I'm Beto or Beto. Just a lot of people online call me Beto just because it's easier to say sometimes. Um, I'm a diehard Barca fan since I was a kid. Excited for the World Cup. Excited to see all the talent and all the good games and not so good games. So ready to talk about that.
What's up? And I'm Ulysses, born and raised California, Barca fan. Well, who knows? Big footy fan. Big footy fan. Looking forward to all the games the World Cup has to bring us. And yeah, let's get right into it. So today we're actually going to go over our predictions for what we think is going to happen in the World Cup. Will we get any right? Probably fucking not. We'll probably get like, actually no, I think we could get like 50. We get a good solid 50%. There's so many games that are going to go on, and we're just going to go through group by group and kind of give our predictions, kind of talk about the games, what we think is going to happen, how we think it's going to happen, and just kind of go from there. And as a group, see what we can agree on and what we disagree on, and try to get this all in one episode and not have to go. And then as the World Cup keeps going, we're gonna keep and dropping more of these episodes and just talk about the games and talk about the lovely game, man. We're excited to get this going, so let's start. All right. What do we got going on first? We have very first game, our opener, Mexico in Mexico City, lads. What do we think?
I'm excited for this game, man. This is it's a rematch of 2010,
Big
and
rematch.
of course, everybody remembers how that game went. It was an amazing game with South Africa obviously scored that first goal, and it's one of the most iconic goals in World Cup history. But ultimately, Mexico caught it back and they tied the game. I think this game won't be as exciting as that one was. I think Mexico has a huge home advantage compared to South Africa in this tournament. Um, Personally, I think this game is a bit of a walkover for Mexico. I think South Africa kind of got fortunate in their qualifying path. They've got some good players, but I think this is all Mexico.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Beto, what do you
mean,
think?
yeah, I agree. I mean, just based on the, I mean, back in that the first game they played in the 2010 World Cup. I mean, I'm not saying that was a bad team. I mean, that was an amazing team. I mean, Mexico's always had like a pretty like I would say like decent team. Like they can compete with like the best and like make other teams look bad too at the same time. But I think I don't know. I just think Mexico has something to going into this. They have something to prove. Like at what point are we gonna make it like you know have that run again and like we did in 2014? You know
And you
when are we
guys are
gonna have
both
that dream run?
Mexico fans yourselves, so
Oh yeah.
you guys know more about the team than I would personally. But I kind of want to ask you, what are your expectations for this group? As a Mexico fan, how far do you think you get? What's considered a success? What's considered a failure?
I think personally, a success would be obviously to make it to, well, the fifth game is going to happen. I think we get past the fifth game, and I think we go even up to the sixth game. I think like Chicharito said back back in the day, hay que creer cosas chingonas. Let's believe in fucking amazing things. Why not? Why not Mexico? Why can't it be us?
Right.
Home turf, we would have all the way up to, I believe, we don't play out of Mexico until I think semifinals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have no reason not to, other than not fucking doing the job. So I think it's gonna be a good World Cup. Anything less than a quarterfinal, I think, is a failure for Mexico. I think we have everything to win and a lot to lose actually in this tournament. Opposed to in other tournaments where we go and Mexico's seen kind of like as an underdog. I think Mexico in general, to the Mexican fan, we expect a lot from them this tournament. And maybe on the outsiders, not a lot, but within the Mexican community, I think the Mexican community sees a lot in this Mexican team, especially the youngsters we got going and kind of what the team that we have right now. I think Mexico wins their opener. I like a 2-1 scoreline. I think that Mexico's defense can be shaky at times, so keeping a clean sheet is going to be hard. But I think we can outscore them and get a 2-1 victory on that opener. What are you guys' score predictions on it?
I'll give it to
I
you,
mean,
Beto.
yeah, I say I agree with like a light scoreline, just because I mean just based off the last two games, like I mean two out of I think like okay they beat Serbia I think 5-1, but I'm saying like I guess
Yeah,
like
we
the
beat
first half,
Serbia, but
but that was like most of the goals came in the second half if I'm not mistaken, but still like before that like it seemed like a lot of our goals like going into that first half a lot of our goals came from um like corners or set pieces like it's just giving like Arsenal vibes, but I mean the boys got it done.
oh,
The
not the
boys
Harambo.
I mean, the boys got it done in the end. I mean, one of the goals was an own goal, I believe, too. But I mean, we still scored. It was a heavy score line, but it was like it's a team that's not in the World Cup. Um, they're just kind of just playing just for the hell of it. And Mexico, they're trying to get their squad warmed up, trying to find out, what goes where, who goes where. So, I mean, I don't see us scoring too many goals, but like you said, the defense can be shaky. But I mean, it seems like he's going with the same back four that won the Gold Cup against the U.S. last year. It's gonna be like Cesar Montes, freaking Johan Vasquez,
Mhm.
Gallardo, and Jorge Sanchez on the right back. So I
Yeah.
mean, it looks like a similar like defensive lineup. So I mean, yeah, they can be shaky, but I mean, like if you look at them, like I mean, they're not like standout center backs. They're not like the Van Dykes and stuff. Like they're getting the job done. They're doing their best.
Yeah. And you guys have had a really good run of form coming into this tournament too. I mean, going all the way back to January, you guys beat Panama, Bolivia, Iceland, a tie with Portugal, a tie with Belgium. I was actually at that Belgium game, and I'm telling you what, that first half that Mexico played in that game, if you watched it, they played like prime Barcelona. It was
Oh yeah.
insane. It was tiki taka. It was pass it, switching the play, everything. The fullbacks were getting forward. The wingers were just bursting outside. It was incredible. I've never seen
That,
Mexico play like that in my life. And so I'm saying, if you guys, keep this up, and then wins over Ghana and Australia, who are both in this tournament, by the way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So these are
It's
two teams
huge.
that are in the World Cup. Serbia obviously not there, but still a good team regardless.
Yeah,
Even
they
though
were
even
definitely a
though
good
they're
team.
not there. But yeah, these wins that you guys have had coming into this, I think you guys are on a really good run of form. But also, like you were saying, the pressure of this tournament could be a downfall. I don't think it will. I think Mexico wins this group, probably wins all three games. Um, but as you guys know, the press and the media in Mexico is huge. It's
oh
huge
yeah.
on the national team.
Yeah.
And I would say it's even comparable to places, like England and Spain, where it's all the media talks about for the next 6 weeks is Mexico and how they do at the World Cup. So I think it'll be a cakewalk for them, honestly. But at the same time, I think they're kind of lucking out with the home field advantage. I think if this tournament wasn't in Mexico, I don't think they'd do very well. And honestly, I think South Korea and the Czech Republic both have more talent, just raw talent, on the field than Mexico does at the moment. Because over the last couple of years, going back a little bit farther than just this year alone, Mexico's kind of been on a bit of a rough patch. Losing to the U.S. a couple times and then not doing very good elsewhere in other various friendlies and whatnot. So I think if this tournament was say in Europe, I think South Korea would probably win this group. But the home field advantage is
Yeah.
insane, and then also having to play. People forget that Mexico City is in altitude, by the way. So this is something that the South Koreans and especially the Czechs are not going to be ready for.
Oh yeah.
The South
Yeah.
Africans might be. Cape Town is a pretty high elevation city and whatnot, but um, I don't think either of these three other teams are going to be ready for what's about to hit them. So yeah, I think Mexico wins this group pretty easily. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about second place.
I think so. Just to wrap this up, I think I look, I really look really forward to seeing Gilberto Mora play and what he can produce this World Cup.
Yeah.
He's kind of been the star of Miss Mexican team in the club level. He's been really good, and so looking forward to see what he could do and what he could bring to this Mexico team on the national side. I personally like. Let's see. Do we want to go game by game or kind of just talk about the group or how are
Sure,
we feeling?
sure, we can go game by game.
All right, so we'll put in Mexico 2-1 versus South Africa. Next game would be South Korea versus the Czech. I feel like the Czech are kind of slept on a little bit. I think the game is gonna be where, if I'm not mistaken.
Guadalajara.
Yeah.
Games in
Guadalajara. Yeah, that'll be kind of tough on them. But so with South Korea, I don't know. I feel like that might be a draw. That might be like a 1-1 draw.
Yeah,
Both
it's
teams
pretty evenly matched.
Both
I
teams
feel
will
like.
be there, but they'll
They
just
got-
be
they got-
happy to get out with the draw.
Yeah, I think they both have some stars. They both have some talent, but I don't know if one really overpowers the other. I mean, obviously you have Heung-min Son for South Korea. He's their standout player, star player, one of the best players in the Premier League. I mean, unfortunately now he's in MLS, but I mean, aside from that, I mean, yeah, if we just look at the names, I mean, the only other one I would recognize,
Lee
I mean,
Kane.
Wang Hee-chan, yeah, Kang-in Lee, Hwang Hee-chan,
Kim Min-jae.
Kim Min-jae from Bayern. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
besides that, it's like home. It seems like it's homegrown players, you know. Like I mean, besides like some of those names are players that are like still trying to make a name for themselves, still kind of young.
I think this team personally has the most raw talent though of any other team in this group. I think South Korea's got a very good team on their hands, and especially with Jens Kastrup officially representing them now. Jung Ho Bae and Sung Ho Paik are both very good championship level players, but then again, that's the championship. But Kang In Lee, Wang In Bom, Jason Lee, the midfield and the wingers are very good, and then obviously Heung-min Son speaks for himself. I think this team is actually pretty good. I think whoever wins their game against the Czech Republic is gonna end up getting second in this group,
Yeah,
and will
agreed.
probably advance. But you know they're not on the greatest run of form coming into this. A loss to Austria, and then they got walloped by the Côte d'Ivoire back in March, and those are two kind of
Not
results
good.
that I look at as a little worrying going into it. So.
Yeah.
Individually, very good team for me. Very, very good team individually, but can they put it together? I think is the real question. So, I have higher expectations for them. I think that they'll do well in this tournament. I think they'll definitely get out of the group. But I think that the first match, ironically on the first play day, is probably their most important match in the group against the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much a must win. You know, on the very first day of the tournament, you have to win that game. Whereas Mexico with South Africa. I would almost say at the same boat, they kind of have to win that game because
Yeah,
it's not going to
I
get any
agree.
easier than that, which is absolute cinema for the first day of the tournament, right? Two games that are like,
Must
they
wins.
both have to win, but that second game especially, whoever wins that second game, South Korea, Czech Republic, I think is gonna end up getting out of the group.
Yeah, I think South Korea. I like the edging of South Korea over the Czech, but I think it's the biggest. It's gonna be a really close game. It'll be 1-1 and for my liking, it's a 1-1 match. After that, we have. Let's see. Do you want to get this group? Yeah, just get this group over with now.
Sure.
So then after that, we have Czech South Africa. I think the Czech win that game. I don't think
Yeah.
they have. I fear to say, but I feel like South Africa might leave here without any points. This World Cup, unfortunately for them.
I would think the same.
I mean,
I
if we
think
look at
that
can we look at Czech's team? I mean, just like
Sure.
off the top of my head, the only thing
The-
I can like think of is like Patrick Schick. He hasn't had a good season in a while. I know he had a really good season like 2 or 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
then,
Adam Walzik, I don't know if you guys remember, was supposed to be almost like a wonder
Mhm.
kid a few years ago.
Yeah, he
and
was.
now he's 23, still playing for TSU Hoffenheim. I don't know. And then if we look at his individual season that he had, it's really not
Wasn't
that great. Didn't start a single game in the Bundesliga this year, so only played in 5 matches. Whether that was due to injury or not, I'm not sure, but not good. Didn't score a single goal in the Bundesliga this year.
Yeah, it's not looking too promising for the Czech. Also, their previous score lines here. They're wins, but they're not against crazy teams.
No. No,
Guatemala, Kosovo,
yeah.
barely beat Kosovo.
Yeah.
Your friendlies leading
So-
up to the tournament are against Guatemala. Like, come on now,
Yeah.
you're not being
Should've-
serious. And then also,
Should have been something more serious for sure.
I would argue that they're even lucky to be in the tournament to begin with, because if you look through the qualifying, they had to go through the 14 playoff round,
Oh
and
yeah.
they won both of their games on penalties.
Penalties.
They beat
Yeah,
Ireland
I think-
and Denmark on penalties.
it's one of those like you just kind of got a participation trophy at that point to make it in. Just how big the tournament is this year. So I think they're who I like for third.
Yeah.
For this
Yeah.
for this group at least.
Yeah.
Team doesn't look. There's not really any promising players I kind of look
I
at.
mean,
And
it
see,
looks like
wow.
homegrown. It looks like all like people from
There are a
Slavia
lot. Yeah, there are a lot of Slavia Prague players in this team. Plus, you've got a couple.
At least they have the chemistry.
Kufal, Thomas Suchek, couple of unks in here.
Yeah.
So they got experience, which could help them.
Experience.
But I think it's a little bit shaky. But they've got players that can do it if they're on a good day. But I think you might be relying on a little too many players to have a good day.
Yeah.
And then that leads us then to finish up
South Africa.
with South Africa. Right? That's so that'll be South Korea, South Africa?
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, that's Mexico, South Africa next. Well, what do we put scoreline for this game, lads?
I'm thinking 2-0.
2-0.
I think they get it done.
Yeah.
I like the 2-0. Mexico, South Korea. I think Mexico wins it. I love the friendship that the Mexican South Koreans have. Going back to the Germany game,
2018,
previous 2018 World Cup.
Yeah.
But I think Mexico just has that home field advantage. I don't think they lose.
I think they get.
I like
it done,
I like a 3-1. I like a 3-1 scoreline. Like again, I say I don't think Mexico's able to keep a clean sheet. I think the Koreans have too much kind of star power up front to not bang one in and kind of give us a run for our money. But ultimately, I think we get the job done. Mexico check. Again, I don't think Mexico loses this.
No.
It could be the scariest game possibly just because they could be so like, oh, we got this in the bag. But
Yeah.
I think Mexico still wins it with maybe like a 2-1, 3-1. I don't know what you guys think on that.
Yeah, I was thinking more of a 1-0, but I think 2-1 could also work. I think Mexico could keep a clean sheet in this game. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, we could put down a 1-0. I'm not opposed to a 1-0. Mexico winning. South Africa, South Korea. South Korea has to win that game. That's possibly their third place. No, I mean they got their place guaranteed at that, right? Even if they lose that match.
And of course, 8 of the 12 third place teams go through anyways. So
yeah, so they're
likely
most
to go
likely.
through.
As long as they don't get scored on dramatically by anybody, keep a decent scoreline. To South Africa, no, South Africa can't upset here. They have nothing to play for at that point.
No, I'm thinking maybe a 2-1.
2-1.
Give them a goal, maybe.
Give them a goal.
But yeah, I think this group kind of wraps up. That leaves you with Czech Republic going through in second off of goal difference alone. So it may come down to who loses to Mexico by not as many goals.
Yeah.
Who concedes less goals to Mexico. So
that might be it. All right, let's go to
Group B.
our next group. Group B. We got Canada, Czech Republic, Qatar, not Czech Republic, sorry, Bosnia, Qatar, and Switzerland. I like Switzerland as a dark horse here. I don't know what y'all think with this group, but
yeah, I think Switzerland is clearly the favorite in this group, in my opinion. I think this is the most 9 points guaranteed I've probably ever seen. I think they blow past all 3 of these teams, to be honest. Canada will give them their hardest run probably, and Bosnia may as well, but I don't see them tripping up anywhere in this group.
Yeah, I think this was pretty like straightforward.
Yeah, so game 1 is Canada, Bosnia,
in Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Apologies, not in Mexico City.
No, the game would be in
Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto. I don't think
field.
Toronto has that much home field.
They don't.
Canada.
I don't think they do.
I don't think the Canadians pull up. Jonathan David on the team though had a decent season, I think, for Juventus, right? 25 appearance, started 20, only got 6 goals. I mean, you don't want to see that from your 20 starts.
He's lacking on the finishing side things.
Not finishing.
Not what you want from a striker.
Mm-hmm.
4 assists, 6 and 4. Went 6 and 4 for Juventus.
Alphonso Davies is also apparently has a muscle injury now. So
muscle injury.
So who knows?
That's your most promising player.
Yep.
Your left back, which they end up throwing at left wing most games, anyways. But
they'll play him anywhere if they have to.
Yeah, wherever there's a gap, that's where he goes. Just because of the way he plays, it's so crucial for Canada's success. To be honest, so crucial.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, give me. Do you guys think they lose their opener? I think it's not crazy to say they lose their opener against Bosnia. I mean, what's that Bosnia team looking like?
I'd say it's pretty even.
Let's see. We got Edin Dzeko still kicking the ball. Oh, I didn't even realize he was still around. After that, we got Switzerland, Canada. Switzerland, Canada is gonna be. I think it might be a beating.
Really?
I think it could be a beating. I think if we don't, I think if Davies isn't around by that game, I think it could be at least 3 goals minimum.
By Switzerland?
By Switzerland, yes. Switzerland get at least 3 past the Canadians in homes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that either. I think Canada, like you guys were kind of saying, Canada-Bosnia is going to be like the second place game, really. Whoever gets the result from that game probably gets second. But I also think that this is going to be one of those groups where whoever finishes third will probably still get out because of Qatar. So I think as long as whoever gets third picks up an extra point somewhere else in the group, they'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree. And then that brings us to Bosnia, Qatar. Bosnia all the way there. Not really much to add on that.
Yeah, Bosnia wins.
Yeah, Bosnia wins for sure. Maybe old man Dzeko gets his goal.
He's gonna get one. He's got one.
He's good for one. Good for one.
He's good for one.
Put that thing in the box. He'll head it down. All right. Are we happy with Group B then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Group C.
Like this group.
I think personally, Group C can compete for the Group of Death over.
I think. I feel like they could too.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like they could, but I don't know. Brazil's got too good of a team this year.
Brazil, yes, of course. If they have too good of a team, I don't think they don't make it through. But I think Morocco and Scotland are really good teams. I think they'll put a shift in Brazil, and they'll make Brazil work.
Yeah. I mean,
it will not be a cakewalk. Will not be a cakewalk for this Brazil team.
That's fair.
Let's go over this Brazil team real quick. Brazil called up Neymar. The honorable mention left João Pedro at home. Lots of people disagreed with the decision, but
left El Pombo at home too.
El Pombo did not make it. Unfortunate for him to his second or third World Cup. No, I think it was the second. This would be his second World Cup, right?
I believe so.
He would have called. Yeah. So, I think the squad is just too crazy. Oh, Vinny Jr. has a physical discomfort.
I think it might have just been like a tactical thing, so he wouldn't play any friendlies. Is what I'm thinking. Because I mean,
maybe
you're not gonna have your star player getting injured playing against freaking who did they play against? Egypt or something. I don't know.
They played Egypt. Yes, they did. They played Egypt.
You don't want your stars to get hurt. You know.
You got as your forwards. You got Vinny, Neymar, Endrick, Mateus Cunha, Gabriel Martinelli, which arguably shouldn't be there.
No.
Arguably, I think if Rodrigo was
a really good
was fit.
Oh, Rodrigo's there. Rodrigo's there all day. Yeah.
Rodrigo is there over Martinelli, but Igor Thiago made it. I was happy to see that. Midfielders, I don't know why Rafinha counts as a midfielder, but Rafinha, Casemiro, Lucas Paquetá, Ryan from Bournemouth, Bruno Guimaraes, Luis Enrique, Danilo Santos, Fabinho, and Ederson. The new Manchester United signing, by the way, Ederson. Here we go from Fabrizio Romano earlier this week. I think the midfield's so capable. They can create so much. Bruno Guimaraes, I rate a lot. I even rate him higher than Casemiro, to be honest with you. I'd start him over Casemiro. And also the defense, Gabriel, arguably the best defender of this season.
Yeah, he's coming off a really great season with Arsenal.
Great season for Arsenal. They won the league, unfortunately for my fellow Spurs man over here. And but Couldn't
Another
make it,
reminder.
couldn't make it to the Champions. Couldn't win the Champions League, unfortunately for them. Lost it to a fellow colleague of Marquinhos, which is also there. I think that duo of Gabriel and Marquinhos is going to be really
I feel
strong.
like they complement each other.
Yeah, they
You
do.
know,
I agree.
Gabriel is really physical and that presence in the back, and then Marquinhos is that calm, able to play out the back, able to lead his team.
I think the only problem that this Brazil team can have is if they get an injury out in one of those center backs, it looks tough. It looks tough after that.
I mean, yeah,
You-
who's taking? I mean,
you-
Ibanez. Who else do they call up for center backs? Ibanez.
Ibanez and also Bremer from Juventus, but like
Oh, yeah.
nowhere near
He's a good.
nowhere
he's a
near
good,
the
I think he just didn't have a good
quality.
season. He's a good center back, but he just didn't have a good season. I feel
Yeah,
like.
but I think it's not gonna be a plug in and be done with it. I think you're definitely a little bit more shaky out back as soon as one of those guys goes down. So hopefully for
Yeah.
Brazil and Brazil fans, they won't see any
What
of those
scares me-
guys come down.
What scares me about this team is their outside backs. I mean, just look. You take the average age of the fullbacks they brought in, you probably get like freaking 39 or something.
Oh man. Oh yeah. It's
okay,
not
that's
looking pretty.
That's an exaggeration, but I mean, just look at their outside backs: Danilo, Alexandro, Douglas Santos. Like those are
I haven't
only three
seen-
fullbacks, and they're all
Did-
above the age of 32.
Yeah. Did any of you catch any of the last Brazil friendlies? I haven't seen how they've been playing with Ancelotti, how much they're using these
No.
wingbacks.
I didn't know
Um,
the Brazil game.
so-
No.
So we'll see. We'll see how they are. And
I mean,
then
I just-
keepers.
I just
you
think in
got
modern
Alisson.
football,
Yeah.
you got to have like outside backs that are like athletic and like can like get up and down. Like I think we're past that where like the outside backs are like an extension of the defense. Now they're an extension of the midfield and even the attack sometimes
Yeah.
too. I mean, you
Yeah,
see that
that's-
with PSG. They do it best. I feel like they have a really
for
good
sure.
system.
For sure on that end. All right. Opening match. Well, not opening match. First match for our Group C here is the Brazil Monaco.
Brazil, Morocco.
Brazil Morocco. Yes, Brazil Morocco. I think they're gonna work for it. I don't think it's gonna be cake in the park, but I think Brazil takes it all. I think they win the match. I just don't know what. I feel like it could be in kind of a maybe even an end to end, but all depending how well they pull up. I kind of rate Brahim Diaz, even though he's a Madrid guy, a fellow Barca Masia player, Eze.
Yeah, it's Abdul.
Abzu. Very good on the wing, and so Hakimi also their star player, basically for this Moroccan team over at right back. Bono is a very decent keeper. He can make some stops, for sure when it's crunch time, and so I think overall this team can make
have
everybody work for it. They can make
Yeah.
everybody work for it. They will not be a cakewalk.
They have talent. And
They-
I think they want it too. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna be a team they're gonna come to play. Like they're not a team that they know they're gonna come and they're gonna get like scored on a lot. They're gonna come and do something about it. They're not gonna let people walk all over them. And I think this first match against Brazil, I think they're gonna show that. I think Brazil wins, but they're gonna show why. They made it to the semifinal or quarterfinal, last World Cup semifinal. Yeah.
Yes, semifinal for Morocco in the last World Cup.
Yeah, semifinal. Yeah, exactly.
They lost.
Not even Brazil. Or no, Brazil didn't make it that far. Never mind. I'm stupid.
Brazil, yeah, I believe they got quarterfinal last.
Yeah, Brazil got
last time?
quarterfinals. Yeah, by
They,
Croatia, right?
yeah,
by Croatia.
they lost to Croatia on penalties, if I'm remembered correctly.
Yeah.
But I think this game is gonna be a snooze fest. To be honest, I think this is gonna be one of the games that people hype up the most in the first round, and I think it's either gonna be 1-0 either way or just a 0-0. I really don't see many goals in this game.
I respect
I
that
see it.
opinion.
I can see it. I can see it. All right. I mean, overall, I think Brazil's gonna win, so we could put it down as a 1-0, 1-0 to Brazil. But I think I think it has the 50-50. It can be a snooze fest, but it could also be a very, very good match.
Yeah, it could
We'll see
definitely
what-
be both. Could definitely be both.
We'll see. First half might be a snooze fest. Second half might be a great game. So we'll see. We'll see what they give us. After that, we have Haiti, Scotland. Scotland walks
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haiti.
Yeah.
They
haven't talked
absolutely
about
walk
Scotland.
Haiti.
We haven't talked about them yet, but I think they have a pretty
Scott
full of, like-
McTominay.
I mean, yeah,
Scott got out of
McTominay.
Manchester. He got out of Manchester and became a baller.
That tends to happen
Yeah.
these days. Hoyland,
Yeah.
Hoyland, Lukaku did the same.
Yep.
Get out of Manchester and you kind of turn your career around. I feel bad for Haiti. I really do, because
Yeah.
the first World Cup, maybe
Yeah.
ever. I don't know if they've ever qualified before, and then they just get thrown into this.
Yeah.
I mean, no
I
group was
mean-
going to be easy for them, but
Yeah.
they got one of the best South American teams, the best African team, and then Scotland obviously comes from UEFA, where the level of play tends to be a lot higher than everywhere else in the world. So. Yeah, poor Haiti, man. I think they're gonna probably not score a single goal in this whole tournament. They have a couple players. Like if I pull up the lineup here, they've got Wilson Isidore from Sunderland, who had a very good year for Sunderland, and was part of the reason they did as well as they did. They got Europe this year. They've got Jean-Reintier Bellegarde, who was a nice midfielder for Wolves over the last year or two.
First year they got relegated.
They did get relegated. They have a couple of guys that that could do something, but otherwise they're not going to do a whole lot. And then if you're a CONCACAF follower, you'll know Duckins Nazon. This dude has been around terrorizing CONCACAF as best as he can for years now. He scored, if I pull it up, 44 goals and 76 caps for Haiti, which is almost a goal every other game. I believe that's actually more than that. It's more than a goal every other game. So this guy can score goals, but he also plays his club ball in Iran. So
Yeah, not great. Yeah, no, I think Scotland fucking runs away with this. This might be one of those where the score just kind of gets away from them, and unfortunately for them. Which I have an answer to that. They have been in the World Cup. They were in the 1974 West Germany. That was their first one, and they have not made it to one since 50 years. So.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Welcome back.
But if you look at their run of form coming into the tournament, it's really not that bad. I mean, they lost 1-0 to Tunisia, who are in this tournament. Had a draw with Iceland, and then they beat the brakes off New Zealand 4-0, which New Zealand's not that great even on their own, but to beat a team like that as big as they did, I think gives them a little bit of hope. They lost 2-1 to Peru, who obviously didn't qualify. But they're not getting blown out in any of these games. They're getting by pretty well. They're putting in good performances. It looks like in the friendlies. I haven't watched any of these games, but they may not do as bad as you think. But then again, the group they're in is just so tough. It's hard for me to see them getting a whole lot.
Yeah, it'll be definitely tough for them, but we'll see. Hopefully they could be thick as surprises and give us a game. Hoping for the best for them.
And if they were to take a point off of any of these teams, it would totally derail the other team's trajectory in this group.
Massive.
That every team in this group is looking at Haiti as just a free 3 points, walk in the park, and they're just totally going to overlook them. And, Scotland, in their game, is going to look at, okay, great, we start the tournament off with Haiti. We're going to get free 3 points to start the tournament, and we can just focus on Morocco. So, they could get tripped up. Haiti is definitely going to try to play spoiler, and you don't want to get too comfortable. You still have to go out there and win the game. Should be pretty easy, but if they played spoiler, it would definitely damage any other team's hopes to get out of this group.
I agree with you on that. I think if anybody would be to trip up, it would be here. Maybe that Scotland-Haiti game, to be honest with you, and then after that, everybody okay, hold on, Haiti came to play. We gotta take it a little bit more serious. So that opener might be a really good one to keep a watch on.
Yeah.
After that, we got Scotland-Morocco. I think Scotland-Morocco might be one of those matches where whoever wins that game gets that second place and gets themselves through without having to go all the way through the third place qualifiers. But again, I think whoever gets third place here is making it through. I don't think it's unless they get beat on horrendously by somebody else. As long as they can keep a tight scoreline, doesn't really matter. They'll be able to come through. But Scotland, Morocco. I give the edge to Scotland on that game. To be honest with you,
Really?
I like Scotland a little bit more. Yeah, personally,
Really?
I
So,
think.
so
I
what
think
is it about Scotland that you like more than Morocco?
personally, I like Scott McTominay. I think he's gonna do great things.
Look, can we look at who Scotland? Can we look at who Scotland brought?
Sure. Do you think Scott McTominay is good enough to win a game on his own? To go out there and make a moment that goes and wins him a game? If it's the 85th minute and it's 0-0 or it's 1-1, is Scott McTominay that guy to go out there and be like, you know what, I'm going to do it myself?
I mean, for this team, I feel like the answer is yes.
I think so. I think
the situation, I think it also depends on the situation and what team they're playing. But I think, and this team, the one that has the X factor, is definitely Scott McTominay. I mean, he's only. I mean, just from like the brief amount of time we've heard of like him playing in Napoli, he's scored like you've bangers. Like you only see him score like fucking like scissor kicks, bicycle kicks, volleys, 90th minute goals. Like
yeah. I think Scott McTominay has more of the if factor, and if it's the 90th minute, who are you going to put on that PK? I think it's him. I don't think there's anybody else on that Scottish team that's going to be like, "No, give me the ball." They're relying on him. How far they make it is how well he plays. Can he handle the pressure? Can he do it? I think he has just enough more. I think Brahim Diaz has showed that he will crumble under the pressure. He cannot handle the pressure when he is to be relied on. That's kind of their biggest going forward player, other than Hakimi, obviously. But Hakimi has to play. They play him at right back, even though he's probably better off playing him as a right winger.
Might be a little biased in there, I sense.
Why is that?
For Brahim Diaz.
No. I think it's just look back to the final he had against Senegal, I believe, right? That's who they lost.
He did miss that penalty.
He missed the penalty. Wasn't really a great match for him in general. He had an opportunity. He was given the opportunity to go and step up and do what it needs to be done. Crumbled under the pressure. Yeah. He's not crucial in his club. Hopefully, for his sake, he could do great, but I don't think so. I think I like the it factor on Mr. Scott more than I like it on Mr. Brahim Diaz but who knows? We'll see.
I think this is largely going to come down to how well McTominay and John McGinn play. I think, for me, John McGinn is the guy with the X factor. He's consistently one of the best midfielders, and sometimes a winger for a team that's consistently qualifying for the Champions League now in the Premier League. You know, it's the hardest league in the world, and this guy is going out there every single weekend and getting it done and putting in shift after shift. So John McGinn's playing probably at the peak of his career right now. So I think for me, that's the guy with the it factor. But those two guys playing in that midfield together, I think, has real potential to cause some trouble for some teams. The strikers, I don't love any of these strikers, really. Che Adams is not who I would go with. Lawrence Shankland had a good year for Hearts, but Scottish Premier League players, is he good enough to get it done in the World Cup versus Brazil and Morocco? I don't personally know. And then
they get bullied by Gabriel all day.
Yeah, the fullbacks I think are fine. Andy Robertson, Kieran Tierney, Aaron Hickey, and then Scott McKenna has been very good for a long time. So I think Scott McKenna's fine. Who do you put next to him though? Is kind of
that's the question.
Is up for debate. Grant Hanley can do a job. He's a bit older now. John Suter can also do a job. But I think the overall concern I have is just how good this team can play together. I don't know if they can really get the best out of everyone at the same time, but if they do, great. It looks like they sure as hell do have it going. You know, going into the tournament here, they've put 8 goals in 2 games versus Curacao and Bolivia. So
they beat the brakes out of Bolivia and Curacao. So we'll see. But then also lost against Japan and
the Ivory Coast,
Ivory Coast. So
those games, those games in March, you know, only lost them by a goal. But here, you know, after coming to the U.S., that's 8 goals in 2 games. And the Bolivia game, that was 4 goals in the first half alone. If I believe it was 4 goals in the first 35 minutes of the game. And they just totally took the foot off the gas. They said, you know what, We don't need to get anybody injured. They played their starting players for, I believe it was the first half only, really, and then they subbed everyone out. So
Che Adams got 2, baby. Che Adams got 2. Mr. Scott got 1 himself. So
I think they're in good form. So you know, it'll be a true test of how good they really are going into it.
All right. So to keep this going, who do we like more for Scotland, Morocco?
I think Morocco has too much quality for me. I go ahead and I would take Morocco in this game, but I think it'll be close. Yeah, I think it'll. I give them maybe a 2-1.
2-1 for Nard. Beto, you?
Call him Morocco. I think I gotta give it to Morocco. 3-1.
3-1 Morocco. All right, I'm outnumbered. I'll let you guys win. You guys win. I'll let you guys decide on the score on that one. So, Brazil, Haiti. That's gonna be another
BTA. Go
belt tag.
Go ahead and put the nail in the coffin for Haiti.
Oh, Haiti. Yeah, they're gonna regret coming. I think in that game.
Especially if Brazil struggles in their first game against Morocco, they're gonna. This is the total get back game, the get right game, the figure it out game. So if Brazil struggles against Morocco and they maybe drop a point or two, I feel bad for Haiti for what's about to hit. Them.
Oh yeah, it'll be a bad night. So I think Brazil takes that easily. Brazil Scotland, I think will be a good game, but Brazil ultimately I think could win that game.
Yeah.
Just could be if they end up winning. I fear that if they end up winning the Morocco game, they beat the Haiti game. They win the Haiti game. Obviously, they might come into the Scotland game a little too relaxed, and Scotland might need those 3 points to kind of secure that second place. It could be a little dicey for Brazil, but as long as Brazil hasn't dropped any points getting to that game, I think Brazil wins that with no issue. And they make it through in first place with, I believe that makes it Morocco second, Scotland third, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
All right, that wraps up Group C. Let's jump to Group D.
Running a little close on time here.
Yeah. We are
5:30.
5:30. I think on my timer I have 35 minutes, but I started this way late. How are we doing on time, lads? Do we need to cut this up?
I'm good for about another half hour or so.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do a half hour.
Okay, half hour. We'll speed run a couple of these. I'll try to keep us more on track, giving us maybe like how many groups?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 groups, half an hour.
Maybe just highlight the important games in every group.
Yeah.
And then...
All right, let's go to Group D.
Yeah.
We got U.S. Paraguay.
Yep.
Mr. Matt.
Friday. That's Friday.
So yeah, that's Friday night. I'll be out at the pub with the lads, having some pints.
All right.
I'll be out there with all the fellas, slamming them back. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be an easy game. I'll go 2-0 USA in that game. I think US will get second in this group. I think Turkey will win the group. They'll probably win all 3 games. So I would go Turkey first, USA second. I think the US squad is okay. It's not the greatest. I would have liked to see Tanner Tessman in there. I really don't like seeing Sebastian Berhalter on my team. I wish we could just get that name out of the US MNT ecosystem. You know, and I would hate for the guy to like miss a crucial penalty or something. But if he's taking a penalty in the first place, Pochettino's got to go. So
no Diego Luna. Diego Luna left.
No Diego Luna.
What do you know about Diego Luna?
What are thoughts on the Diego Luna?
I'm not as pressed about that as other people seem to be. I think Diego Luna is obviously very good, but I don't know if he would have been a starter anyways. I think Pochettino.
You guys promised him the world.
But he was the go-to guy when remember last year the Gold Cup, the players didn't want to play because they wanted the year off.
And he's kind of getting snaked out here in this one. He's kind of getting snaked out by Poch, but I don't know.
He was the go-to guy.
I feel like he got the short end of the stick. Probably should have. I think out of the guys that got left home, he's probably one that got deserved. There's a couple guys you could argue in the squad that they deserve to be there over Diego Luna. We'll see. MLS. He didn't have a great season either, so it's not like you could he has the stats to kind of back the deserving of it. It was more of, hey, remember what I did back then, kind of bring me along. But all right,
it's
US
tough.
Paraguay. Yeah,
it's tough for him, but it is what it is. I think the team will be okay. for the most part. I could see Australia putting up a good fight. I could maybe see the U.S. tying that game if they're not careful. Australia, I could see maybe getting a goal in that game being 1-1. But I think the U.S. First two games are the most important, without a doubt. Paraguay and Australia, I think they have to get at least 4 points out of those two games to get through the group. But if they go through it with only 3, or God forbid 1 or 0, they might not get out of this group, because I think Turkey beats them on the final day. Unless Turkey gets through Australia and Paraguay and maybe wants to rest some of their guys on the final day, U.S. may have a chance, especially if it's a must-win. But I would like to see the U.S. just get 6 points in the first 2 games, and then also maybe rest a couple of the guys in that game against Turkey. I don't really think it matters if we get first or second. I think, whatever side of the bracket you're going to be on is going to be tough. And, you may get an easy game in the round of 32, but I think, whether you're first place, second place in the group, by the time round of 16 rolls around, you're going to be playing a tough opponent.
Heavy.
So
a lot of heavy hitters at that point.
So I think it doesn't really matter first or second. I think the goal for the U.S. is to just get out of the group, which is kind of a sad one. It's kind of a sad expectation, honestly, for this point, and how far along. This is supposed to be the prime of the golden generation. This was supposed to be the pinnacle, where they were like, 8 to 10 years ago, they were like, okay, we've got all of these super young guys that are getting moves to Europe, and they're playing in all these academies. Gio Reyna was in the Dortmund academy. Christian Pulisic, was starting to come up 6 to 8 years ago, and it's like this was supposed to be the pinnacle for these guys, and it hasn't quite worked out like that. It has not quite worked out like that. So I think, whereas in the past you may have looked at this tournament, the U.S. should have definitely gotten quarterfinals, if not more. I think round of 16, I think, would be considered probably a success in my book. Quarterfinals, I think, would still be the goal. It would be a great success if they got to the quarters, but round of 16, I think, is where they should be aiming.
All right. So then that leaves us with U.S. So you like Turkey going through first, possibly?
Yeah, I think Turkey wins all 3 games. I think they'll go through on 9 points, and then U.S. will probably get second with 4, hopefully 6 points. But I'll go with 4. I can see the U.S. dropping points to either Paraguay or Australia. And
I don't know. I'll go ahead, bro.
You go.
Okay, I don't know why. Personally, I just feel like the U.S. is gonna take the group. I think like you said, they have a lot to prove. They have the golden generation like in their primes, and they're coming off a year when they took a break, and a lot of people called them out for it. But I mean, to a point, I think it was smart. That way they can really mentally focus and okay, this is where we got to get it done, because down the line 4 years later, we're only gonna get older. We're only gonna get less chances. To make things happen. So I feel like the U.S., I think they're gonna take the chances here, and they're gonna top the group at least. I think they're gonna go 3-0.
I think that's the ideal situation. Obviously, that's what every USMNT fan wants to see, and they looked good in the friendlies. Coming up here against Senegal, and then they had a good performance against Germany. So
yeah, I was saying I'm not a USMNT fan. I feel like I have high hopes for them, just because I feel like just the squad and it's at home. The first World Cup in the U.S. since 94. That was the last time the World Cup was in the U.S. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's been over it's going to be 30 years now, literally 30 years. And
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion to have that either. I've seen that quite a bit, where people think the U.S. is going to top the group. I'm a bit concerned and skeptical about the home field advantage. I mean, Americans have shown up. They've showed in the past that they don't really show up when it matters the most. Especially, every time we play Mexico, the games are always in the U.S., and you would never be able to tell. You would never know that the game's being played in the U.S. So, and then when they play against lesser teams, like I remember in the most recent Gold Cup, they played against Panama, and I believe it was in the Dallas Cowboys stadium, and the stadium was 30% full, if that. So, USMNT fans, I don't have high hopes for. They typically don't show up, when it matters. But it's the World Cup; it's a different beast. So. Hopefully,
I think it'll ultimately come down to who wins this U.S. and Turkey game to get you through that first place, like one of those other ones. But
yeah, absolutely.
Hoping for your U.S. lads, Matt. Hoping for your U.S. lads that can do it.
Hope and pray.
All right, then that'll give us. You know what? We can even let you have it. U.S. goes goes through them first. Turkey gets second, and Paraguay, I think Paraguay over Australia.
I think Paraguay over Australia.
I'll go Australia, but I think it won't matter. I think it won't matter. I don't think. I don't think third place gets out on this group. I think it's first and second. That's it. I don't think third gets out.
All right. Jumping over to Group E.
So this is actually one of my groups of death. I think if it wasn't for Group I, which we'll get to later, I think this would be the group of death. I think Germany, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador are all three very good teams that could all three of them could make deep runs. Germany probably will make a deep run as we all expect them to.
Yeah.
Ivory Coast, in my opinion, has one of the best squads in Africa. Now, I think they're kind of not that far away from the same amount of just raw talent that they had back in like 2010 when they had Didier Drogba and they had all of those guys from that era. I think they're not that far away from really being back to that level. I mean, Yan Diomande is one of the brightest young stars in the world right now.
Yeah.
So
he's only 19 too. That's crazy.
Yan Diomande, it's his first World Cup. He's likely going to be out there, balling. So
yeah, I saw his story the other day. I mean, he came from Africa to the U.S. to play here, like high school soccer here, right? Or was it?
Yeah,
college soccer.
College soccer, yeah.
Yeah, college soccer, and then he did so good, and then he got scouted by RB Leipzig, and then now he's I mean in the Bundesliga, dropping numbers like at 19 years old, that just it's crazy. Like
I think this team is just loaded with talent. I mean, Yan Diomande up top with Nicolas Pepe.
Experienced, not that good, but experienced. I feel like. I mean, I think he's had his. He was better at who was he at before Arsenal? Was it Nice?
Nice.
Was it Nice or Rennes? Rennes?
I believe
it was one of those.
I believe it was Nice.
It was Nice. Yeah, he had that call from Arsenal, and then he just couldn't live to the badge.
But I think he's gotten better since going to Villarreal.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely found his level a little bit more. And obviously when he was at Arsenal, by the way, let's not forget that Arsenal was in probably the worst state that they had been in for the last 20, 30 years minimum.
They were in a rebuild.
They were definitely rebuilding. He did not have a lot of help having to play with dudes like Mohamed El-Neni and whatever that one
fossil.
Whatever that Uruguayan midfielder was. I can't remember his Torreira.
Lucas,
guys like that. So he was not getting a whole lot of help or service when he was there. I think he'll be a crucial part of that front line. But it's also, this team has a good mix of youth and experience. 19 playing with a 31-year-old in the front line, and then they've got Amad Diallo, Simon Ndingra, who are both very good players by this point, and they're both young, 23, 24. Frank Kessie's only 29, and he's got all the European experience now. He plays in Saudi, but he's been everywhere. He's been Barcelona.
Amazing.
He's been
AC
Milan.
He's our captain.
Yep. Ibrahim Sangare, very good. Seko Fofana can do a job. So, and then of course you get to the defense. You've got the other Doué, who scored against France.
Who scored? Yeah. He scored and assisted.
Mm-hmm. He looks very good. Wilfred Singo's good. Odolon Kusunu's good. I mean, this whole team is really well rounded. I think the only weak spot for them really is the goalkeeping. But you have three goalkeepers who play all in Europe, which you can't really say for any of the other African teams. So I think their goalkeeping is going to be probably their biggest worry. But other than that, the whole rest of the team is really well rounded, and I think they're going to gel nicely. They're going to play together pretty well, and their last few friendlies have proven that. I mean, they beat France, and it wasn't some weak French team. They went into France and beat them. So.
Yeah.
They beat Scotland, they beat South Korea. All three of these teams are in the tournament. So I think they're in good I think they're in a good position to at least get second, but I would totally not be surprised to see these guys get first place and maybe take a point, if not win against Germany. So
I agree with that. I was saying this, I know we talked about the other day, but my favorite African team is Cote d'Ivoire. I mean, like, I like Morocco, but I just like this. I like this team. And I like what they can do and what they can prove to the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's see. They have their first match, just for the second time, lads. First match against Ecuador. I think Ecuador also has a very good team coming
Ecuador's
in. Another dark horse.
I think it. Yeah, I agree with you. Another dark horse, but I think they have Ecuador might have just enough to get past them, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll let Matt decide on it. I feel like he's well informed with his African African teams. And
Yeah, I can see
knows
this
exactly what they can produce.
I can see this being a draw. Kind of anticlimactic. I can see this being a draw, but I think they'll also probably get something off Germany. I think that's my bold prediction is that they either tie or beat Germany, and then they'll obviously stomp Curacao. So, I think they'll get through even if they maybe drop a point to Ecuador. But I would go 1-1 with Ecuador, if not 2-1 Ivory Coast. I don't really think Ecuador wins that game, but Ecuador could still very well win that game and more. So.
They have enough to possibly win it.
Absolutely, they do. But I think Ivory Coast has more talent across the pitch.
Yeah. So we'll go Ivory Coast winning that game. Germany, Ivory Coast. I think like we said, I think Ivory Coast might have enough to just beat that Germany team. Ecuador, Cote d'Ivoire, irrelevant game. Ecuador wins that. Ecuador, Germany. Germany has to win probably because that's going to be their winner get out. So I personally like a third place Germany. Surprisingly,
I think that may be a bit of a stretch. I think Germany probably still gets first. The team isn't as good as it's been in the last few tournaments, but I think they probably still get first. It's just me being hopeful that we might get an upset or two in the group.
Yeah. I think it'll be a gross group. I think it'll be a close group on points, though. I think
it'll definitely be close.
Definitely.
No one's gonna have 9.
Yeah. There's no 9.
We might see a 6 and some 4s.
I think it could even be whoever wins has 5 points, 2 draws and a win gets you out of this group. I think so. I could see like a 5-4-4-0. So.
Yeah.
All right. 5-4-4-0. Germany 5. Ecuador 4 maybe.
It's just gonna come down to probably whoever beats Curacao by the most goals.
Yep.
We'll get second place.
That takes us over to Group F, and that is Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia.
I look at when this started, I thought I had shouts for this to be the group of death.
Yeah.
I just think we have 3 teams that are on equal footing. I feel like almost.
Yeah, I'm a little less in on Sweden than I think most people might be. They're not really showing me a whole lot, especially leading up to this. They got beat pretty handily by Norway, and then they tied with Greece, who didn't make it. Greece hasn't really been good since 2014, maybe. It's been a while since Greece has kind of been at the top of their game. The squad, I don't think, is really all that great either. I mean, Gyökeres has been a pretty big flop, you could say, at Arsenal. Isak's been injured for a long time. Ilenga kind of hit the ground running at Newcastle, but then has slowed down a little bit.
Slowed down, yeah.
Lucas Bergvall is good, but he's 20. He's not going to carry this midfield. Daniel Svensson is probably the best player in this team. I mean, if you don't want to count for Isak or Gyökeres, Daniel Svensson is probably the best player in this team. But otherwise,
I think if any of these Sweden players were coming in better form, we would have higher hopes for them. But they all are coming on such mid form. They're not looking strong.
Yeah, and of course
they didn't really do much.
No Dejan Kulusevski, who is locked in the basement with Tyrell Malacia apparently. So
see you.
So no Dejan Kulusevski, who I think is going to be a huge miss, genuinely, because he would play likely on the opposite wing of Ilenga, whichever wing that would end up being, and so you're going to be missing one of your best players. I
feel like he's been out for so long.
It's been over a year. It was I believe a week or two before the Europa League final last May. So it's been over a year now where he's been out.
Wow.
So we don't even know if he's gonna play again, but that's tough to miss. And then Victor Lindelof will be fine. Gabriel Gudmundsson is arguably one of the better left backs in the Premier League. He's at the top of his game right now. So I think the defense could be okay, but outside of those two guys, I don't really, I'm not sure. Isak Hien, I don't know. But I will say though that Victor Johansson is a very good championship goalkeeper, and I don't think he's going to be at Stoke City for much longer. I think he'll get a move to if not a Premier League team, then probably a Bundesliga, La Liga team before you know it. But he is a very good championship goalkeeper. But it's just the attack and the midfield worry me a bit here. I'm not entirely sold. So I don't think Sweden. Yeah. I don't think Sweden for me does great in this group. I think this is another group where only the top 2 get out, and I think the Netherlands and Japan have way too much talent.
I agree. Yeah. All right, lads. For the sake of time, we're gonna start going a little bit more spitfire rounds. Group E, I think we're just gonna have to, going forward. We're just gonna have to go give who we think is gonna go.
Sure.
Sorry, Group F. Starting Group F, we're just gonna go first, second, third, and fourth is given. So I think exactly how this group is laid out is exactly how it ended up. I don't think
this.
there's gonna be much surprise there.
I would switch
Unless
Japan and the
Sweden-
Netherlands. I would have Japan win the
interesting.
group. I think Japan will probably beat the Netherlands, if not tie them, and then have a better goal difference. So I'll go Japan, Netherlands, Sweden, Tunisia. Top 2 get out.
Okay, Beto.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can see you going like he
Japan?
says either way. I mean, yeah, I can see it go both ways, Netherlands or Japan. But I mean, you just can't doubt. You can't put the Netherlands down. I feel like they're always gonna have a good team. They're always gonna be a force to be working with. So.
All right, Group G, kind of a wash to be honest with you. I just one quick shout: Egypt, the young new Barcelona signing. Hopefully has a really good tournament. Get some decent games, but I think this is a wash for Belgium. Belgium, I don't think struggles much.
Yeah.
Egypt, I think it's between Egypt and Iran who gets second place. So I personally like giving it Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and then New Zealand down below.
I'm actually hoping I can get. I'm actually hoping I can get tickets to that Belgium Egypt game. It's gonna be here in Seattle.
That'd be a good one.
Seattle. I put on a request. They put a raffle out to get tickets, so I'm hoping I can get some.
Nice.
Hopefully. What about yourself, Matt? What do you think of this group?
Yeah, I think Belgium wins. I wouldn't be surprised to see New Zealand take a game off of Egypt or Iran, though. If not tie, maybe win a game. But Iran is just the situation they're in right now, having to camp in Mexico and then travel to and back from the U.S. on the day of their games.
It's
gonna affect the players whether you like it or not. So I'll go Belgium first, Egypt second, Iran third, New Zealand fourth. But I wouldn't be surprised to see New Zealand win a game.
Yeah. All right. Then that takes us over to Group H: Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. I feel like this is writing's kind of on the wall for this one. Spain, I think, goes through. I think Lamine Yamal doesn't even have to play till like maybe the third game. I think he might be ready by game 2. But they might just rest him all the way to game 3 and get him some minutes just to get him.
You're not gonna miss him. I feel like in those first 2 games.
No, I don't think he'll. Unless Spain drop points, they're not gonna throw him in and risk him. So I think Spain wins their group. I think Uruguay can go through and get their points through here, and it's a wash. I think.
Yeah, I think I saw Barca. They put out some. Or I don't know if it was like actually true, but they put out that they want. Spain, like I guess like they have a physio that works with Spain and Barca, and I guess they're using him as like a I guess connection between Barca and the Spain national team. They want to I guess the plan is to ease Lamine Yamal, like start him off like 15 minutes, then a whole half, and then the plan is for their third game to have him play a full match.
Well,
that's like the plan they want to put him through right now.
All right, so Spain goes through. Uruguay second. We pretty agree on there, and then
I don't think third. Whoever it is third, they don't make it out.
I don't think they make it out either. But whoever wins between 2, Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia, third. All right, Group I: France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. The quote-unquote group of death from lots of people's eyes. The Senegal, I think, are going to come to play. I think they will not be an easy match. I think Iraq is the quote-unquote weakest team here, but I think France still will not crumble. I think they have too much star power up front to be able to lose any of these matches.
Too much star power in general, I think.
Yeah.
Anywhere on the field, they have star power.
Anywhere. I think they win their group. I think Senegal will upset and actually go through on second. I think they'll beat Norway. I think Iraq will be, unfortunately, fourth in their group. But I think Senegal goes through second place here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think Norway has like they like just the early Haaland alone. Like I mean, like who's gonna stop that guy?
Yeah.
I mean,
you're not wrong. And who's stopping him? But who's also feeding him? You got Oscar Bob, Martin Odegaard, who hasn't looked great. Like.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but
I think they could. I think they could do it. Norway Senegal is the game to watch for me. Whoever wins that game gets second.
Yeah, I agree. But I think Senegal is just looking. I think they arguably maybe the second best African team.
I mean, France is making a deep run. France is going to the final.
France wins it,
Yeah.
in my opinion. France is my prediction to win the whole thing. So,
all right, we'll see.
Yep. Go ahead and tell TT that.
TT made the appearance.
Oh no, bro! Get that off my screen.
1998 World Cup winner, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my god.
Group J:
For
Argentina,
sure,
Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Argentina goes through here. I don't see them having any problems getting out of this group and winning their group.
Yeah, no one's gonna be able to take him out of this group.
I think this is as it stands: Argentina, Algeria, Austria, Jordan.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much we could kind of touch on here. There's no promising stars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Group K: Portugal, Mr. Ronaldo's group. Last World Cup for both of these stars. I think Portugal win their group. They also have too much star power not to get out of this group. And not to do that. Midfield is deadly with Vitinha and all those lads. So Joe Neves. So Colombia and Congo are kind of the games to watch for myself. I don't know what the lads think on
I think
this Uzbekistan team.
I think DR Congo are getting overlooked big time. They played a friendly against Chile, who didn't qualify. They lost, and people are going to look at that and be like, okay, yeah, Colombia gets second place. But if you didn't watch that game or you didn't watch the highlights, they gave up the 2 goals that they lost by were just absolute like worldies, total thunder bastards. One from like 35 and then a free kick from like 30. And I think they're okay. So I think DR Congo and Colombia will be the game that whoever wins that gets second. Yeah. I would not be surprised to see the Congo win that game. They could do it. They probably won't. Colombia probably gets second, but Uzbekistan outside of Kusanov and Eldar Shomurodov, it's wraps for them. They're not going to.
James Rodriguez only plays for one reason, and that's for Colombia, and that's it. Yeah. He shows up for Colombia World Cup season, and I think Mr. Colombia will not lose. But I disagree. I don't disagree with you. It's that Congo and Colombia game will be the game that matters the most. And up next is our last group, Group L: England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama.
Man, this group stinks. It
is a stinker.
Croatia's it's all unks. It's all unks. Ghana is not the Ghana they used to be anymore. And then Panama is just CONCACAF fodder. So England 9 points. Give me England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama.
Yeah,
I mean the way it is right now. Yeah, I mean that's literally how I think it'll be. Yeah.
Croatia is just kind of living off of the hype that they had the last years.
They had two successful World Cups back to back. So.
Yeah.
That's what they're living off, and I don't think they make it deep.
One final, one semifinal.
They made very good use of their golden generation, but they're just not replacing him like they should. Luka Vuskovic is 18, and he looks like the next star to come from that country, but I don't think they have anyone else. Maybe the Youngs still got it. Who knows? We'll have to see.
We'll see. All right, I think. How are we doing on time? For you? Do we want to call it there and then regroup for the next episode? We could run our playoffs, or
let me just check real quick.
I think this is also a good place because I think we stopped kind of keeping track, so we need to go back and.
Okay. I mean, I'm good for like another 15 minutes or so if we wanted to run it a little bit longer. So,
Beto, how are we doing?
Yeah, I can do 15 more minutes. I mean,
all right, 15. I got timer running, so we're just gonna go over.
I don't think we can do match. I don't think we can do match by match. I mean, is there?
No, we won't. We won't go match by match. I think I just wanted to touch base on kind of like dark courses.
Quickly,
go ahead.
Quickly go through the groups here how we had them. So this one was Switzerland. What did we have? Bosnia, Canada. Who did we have in second?
We had Swiss and then I think Canada, Bosnia.
Okay.
Order on that.
Canada, Bosnia. Okay, so Switzerland, Canada, Bosnia, Qatar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Brazil with 9 points.
Brazil.
And then you guys, I think, liked Morocco more than Scotland. So it was Morocco, Scotland.
Okay. Brazil, Morocco, Scotland.
That looks good.
Turkey.
Next was U.S., Turkey. I think we gave you U.S. going through with 9 points.
Yeah.
For faith. and then Turkey getting sick. Yep. Germany, Ecuador. Yep. Germany going through with Ecuador third. Yep. Looks good. Kept it. Yep.
Are you guys even collecting the Madonna cups or no?
No,
No, I have not.
I'm afraid of going there and getting Grimace, bro. I don't want to pull
I got
Grimace.
Ronaldinho.
That's
Oh, you got the
I got,
Dino?
I got Dino, and I got Lamine Yamal. My
I'm gonna have to go.
got
Try it out.
3 for 3.
This was Netherlands, Japan, Sweden. Or no, we said Japan, Netherlands.
Yeah.
That. Belgium, a whole bunch of stinkers. Belgium, Egypt, Iran. Spain, Uruguay. Take your poison.
Go with that.
France. France, Norway.
Did we have Senegal? Senegal over Norway?
I like, you know what? Yeah, I like Senegal. I like Senegal over Norway. Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yep, Argentina.
Austria, Argentina.
Yeah, Austria.
Algeria,
Yep.
Algeria, Argentina. Portugal, Colombia, Portugal. Colombia, Portugal,
Colombia,
Congo.
Portugal. Mm-hmm.
Ghana.
Give me.
England.
Yep.
England, Croatia. England, Croatia.
Yep. All right,
So
and then
third place teams: Bosnia, Korea, Iran, Ecuador, Austria, Norway, Sweden, Paraguay. We liked Scotland to get out of that group, didn't we?
Yeah, we like Scotland to get out. I think we could adjust it to Paraguay just to not make it as. I think it's just goal difference.
I think
right?
if we do this, Scotland will. Yeah, so Scotland.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go.
All right.
Knockouts now. So this would be the bracket.
Do we have time to go through the bracket, or do we want to save this for the beginning of the next episode? And then
we can rapid fire. I mean, I've got about 10 more minutes, so.
All right, let's rapid
We
fire.
can do round 32. I mean, we can just start off the round 16 next time. We can do round 32.
Okay.
That way we can analyze it because I think there's some pretty good games.
There are,
games
yeah,
that we can talk
definitely.
about.
Okay, let's go. Germany, Bosnia, Germany.
Germany, yeah.
France,
Yeah.
Scotland. Scotland gives them a run for their money, but France doesn't lose.
Yeah.
Czech, Canada, stinker.
I'll go check. This game's not even in Canada, by the way. So
I
Not
kind
in
of want
Canada?
Canada. I kind of think Canada takes it here.
really?
Czech.
What do you?
No, I
what do
like
you-
Czech.
I think
I like Czech.
I think
I
we
like
see-
Czech.
All right.
I think we see all 3 home countries in the round of 16.
2-1 Czech is what the vote.
2-1
is
Czech.
the vote we
You're
got
out.
right now.
You
So
are outnumbered.
All right,
so.
I can respect.
Japan, Morocco. Oh man.
I like Morocco.
Morocco
I like Morocco.
probably, but I feel bad for Japan, dude.
I agree.
Whoever they have to
way
play is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colombia, Croatia.
I like Colombia.
What man do you got going through?
I like Colombia.
Colombia. Okay, we go Colombia.
And let's
Spain,
not forget here
Nigeria.
that whenever Colombia plays in North America, they have a huge diaspora
Oh yeah.
anywhere. So Colombia games are also like home games when they're in North America. I know this game's in
Yeah.
Toronto, so maybe not as much as it would be in like Miami, but I think Colombia is
It'll-
gonna have the support. So they'll win.
Yeah.
Spain over Algeria, not even
Yep,
gonna be
for
close.
sure.
All day.
Sweden,
Sweden.
Turkey.
Ooh,
I like
Turkey takes
Turkey.
it.
I like
Turkey
Turkey.
I like Turkey. I like Turkey. I like Turkey.
Belgium,
Belgium.
Korea.
Gotta give them the Belgium.
Yeah,
Gotta go
probably
Belgium.
Belgium.
I think that's just. They might get a little bit
Ooh,
further, but
Brazil,
Brazil,
Netherlands.
First of
other
our
side.
hard games.
Brazil,
First of our
Brazil.
Netherlands.
Brazil has to be Brazil.
Brazil for sure.
I think
As long
Brazil.
as they're healthy, as long as Brazil's healthy, I think they go through
I think Brazil.
over Netherlands.
The Dutch fans can show up, but I don't know if they will in America. So
Yeah.
I
We got
go-
an African
yeah.
showdown here next.
This is
That's a banger
crazy,
right here.
man. This is
That's
crazy.
a banger.
Game of the
That's
tournament.
gonna be a
Game of the
crazy
tournament
game.
right here, man.
Mhm.
Ivory Coast.
They're gonna blow
Give
the
me
full
Ivory
time
Coast.
whistle at
Give
85 minutes, bro, just like they do in AFCON.
Give me Ivory Coast.
Yeah, give
For
me
me,
Ivory
Ivory-
Coast.
They make it to
Yeah.
semifinal. For me, they
Mexico,
make it to
Ecuador. Mexico don't lose.
Mexico, especially
Mexico's
not at the
through.
Azteca.
England, Austria.
England, give me England.
Yeah, give me
Argentina.
England, Argentina, U.S., Egypt.
U.S. wins.
U.S. gets out. Iran,
Give me Switzerland.
Switzerland
Yeah.
for sure. Portugal, Norway.
Portugal
give me
over
Portugal.
Norway. It feels bad for Norway having to play Portugal in the first
Yeah.
split. Man, Germany, France. Oh, in the round of 16.
I know. Has to be France. It has to be France. But
wanna-
I
do you
feel
wanna
like
keep going?
if there were,
Keep
Yeah,
going
time,
through this.
time.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I think we keep going, and then we there. France, I think France goes through, but France can get upset. I think if they were to ever get
There's
upset,
a possible-
it'd be the Germany game.
This is a possible upset, but I think France wins it.
Give me extra time in this game. Whoever wins, I go
Extra
France,
time.
but give me extra time.
Yeah.
Morocco.
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 Yeah.
I like Morocco there. España goes through.
Spain, yeah.
Sure. Turkey,
Belgium,
Belgium.
man.
That's gonna be a
I
game.
think
That's
that's
gonna
a
be
good
a
game.
game.
Man.
I think Belgium.
I think they.
Probably
I'm not
I
saying
Belgium.
think they
enough
could
in
prove
it.
it. All you have is. I don't know.
I mean, you have Guler, Yildiz, Çalhanoğlu.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Belgium is just old
Then
men
on
now.
but then on the other side is it's the same thing. I mean,
De Bruyne,
they have young
De
players,
Bruyne,
they have young players,
Tielemans,
and they have experience.
Onana.
Yeah, they have experience and they have
Belgium.
young. I think Belgium takes it.
Sure.
Brazil, Ivory Coast.
Oh
Man.
man, I'm sorry.
It's gonna be
Probably
a
Brazil.
game.
Probably
Yeah,
Brazil, though.
Has to be. Give me
Mexico.
Mexico.
Give me Mexico.
In
I don't
Mexico.
think. I don't think
Do
we're
not
gonna win.
lose.
I think.
I don't think it's coming home.
The English fans online they don't know what they're walking into going into
No.
the Azteca. They have
Going
no
into the
idea
Azteca.
what they're walking into.
No. Give me
Mexico wins
Mexico
that
to
game.
win. Argentina
Argentina.
goes
US?
through.
This is where it ends.
Portugal. Give me the Portugal.
Portugal, yeah.
Argentina.
Yeah, Portugal for sure.
This is
Oh.
bangers in the
Holy-
quarterfinals now.
Holy
Alright.
banger, bro.
Bangers.
I think we have to call it here. These
Alrighty.
games deserve to be touched
do.
on
Analyzed.
and
They do.
analyzed, and we might even backtrack a little bit.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Stop
Yeah.
here. I think just to kind of wrap it up, I'm gonna ask each of you guys individually for who's your dark horse, of the tournament, who's your player to watch at the tournament,
Mhm.
and what is the let's see, what's an upset you think might happen here?
Sure.
I'll start with you, Matt. What you got?
So my winner, I said it earlier, but it's France. I think France has way too much attacking talent. They're gonna score boatloads of goals probably, and I think everywhere else on the pitch they're fine. So I go France to win the tournament. I've got a couple of dark horses. I think the Ivory Coast could do a job on this in this tournament. I think they have a decent side of the bracket compared to other teams. They'll play either Brazil or even if Japan gets second in that group, they'll play either Brazil or Japan. I think they can win whoever comes out of that. I think they can definitely beat Senegal, and then I think they can definitely beat Mexico because that game's not in Mexico anymore. That's where it stops for Mexico. So I think they could do it. I think Ivory Coast could make a run to the semifinals. They probably won't, but I also like Japan. I think Japan could also make a deep run. They've got pretty much. If the groups work out this way, they've got a pretty easy run to the quarterfinals if they can, they can definitely hang toe-to-toe with Morocco, and then they can definitely beat either the Czech Republic or Canada. So I think they could easily go to the quarterfinals, but they'll probably stop at France. So those are my two dark horses. As for my upset, man, if I had to pick one upset in this tournament, I think it's probably I would probably have Ronaldo getting his win over Messi, which I don't even know if that's an upset, but it's probably not. I think Portugal would probably be favored in that game, but I'll go Portugal to not only beat Argentina but to make it to the final. So,
All right, Beto, what you got for us?
So what are we starting off with? Dark horse or
whatever you want.
Wherever you want to start, go ahead.
dark horse? I mean Ivory Coast, and then I think Norway. Ivory Coast and Norway for me.
Yeah.
Dark horses. I mean, Matt already touched on Ivory Coast, and I'm still standing firm on Norway. I feel like they get it together. I feel like this is the tournament where I don't know, they figure out what their problems are, and they can feed Holland. If they can feed Holland, if they just need to figure out how to feed them. If once you figure out how to feed them, it's all from there. It all goes in their favor.
Yeah.
I think player to watch for me. My bias. I mean, obviously, pick would be Lamine Yamal. My non-biased pick would probably be Yan Diamant from Ivory Coast. And then
Who do you got winning the tournament?
who do I got winning it? Definitely Spain.
Spain. All right.
I think Spain, if they can figure out their striker problem, I think I like Ferran Torres and I like Oyarzabal. And I don't know why they brought Borja Iglesias. I mean, maybe just I don't know. I guess if you think about it, they're kind of in a freaking drought for strikers right now. Spain, they don't really have an out-and-out striker. I think Oyarzabal is pretty good. Ferran Torres can get the job done. So I think if they can solve that problem with the striker, I think they're gonna have a really good World Cup run.
All right. For me, I think the dark horse that I have is I have two. I have firstly, I have Ecuador. I think Ecuador might surprise some people. They might be slept on. They have a solid defense. Two defenders that were in the Champions League final. Not a lot
Yeah.
of nations could say that. Opposite sides, really decent
What is
midfield
it?
and forwards.
Hincapié and Pacho,
Hincapié
right?
and Pacho, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pacho, one of the best center backs in the world right now.
Put in
Not
he
not
put in
an
the
easy man
shifts.
to get passed off. So
Yeah.
I think Ecuador can make a deep run possibly if they could get it together and figure it out. Also, another dark horse I have is Scotland. I am doubling
Yeah.
down on the Scotland
Yeah.
on the Scotland train.
Yep.
Kind
I
of
think
figured
they
that
could
one.
be they could be a dark horse in this tournament. They could upset some people possibly. Just because I rate the Scottish team. I think they could do great things, and we'll see how far they get. I think an upset that might happen is I personally think. Well, I don't even know if it's an upset because a lot of people are already kind of thinking it is U.S. gets grouped. I think the U.S. might get
man.
grouped and they don't make
Man.
it. They don't make it. I think that might
Could totally
be
see
might
it.
be an upset.
Could definitely happen.
Nah,
man. Definitely
yeah,
happen.
not an upset of a match, but like kind of like overall upset is that U.S. gets grouped and they get embarrassed in their home country. Players to watch for myself is I like Gilberto Morra a lot. I think he could do great things this tournament. I think Lamine Yamal also, but that's you kind of expect him to do it, expect him to be there and show up for his team. That's who I have kind of a player to watch, and winning the whole thing. I am honestly I think it's all depending how the path goes down. If it becomes a Spain and France semifinal, I think there's a world where Spain goes through to the final, and no matter who's on the other side of that bracket, I think Spain could go through and win it all. And I think that's who I have winning it. Spain to go all the way through. But then again, if I don't think Mexico gets past Brazil, but if Brazil can get past either Argentina or Portugal, might be a push for Neymar to finish up high his career, but who knows?
Yeah.
I like Spain, and that's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call Spain winning it. So I think that wraps it up. Thank you for watching. We blabbered a lot, and so
We'll blabber more in the future when we have more time.
Blabber for sure, blabber more, and organize ourselves a little bit better and bring a better quality and better environment to everybody watching. Leave comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Who do you think is gonna win? Who do you think is gonna win the tournament? Who do you think is gonna be the upset of the tournament? Dark horse. And your players to watch. Let us know. I'll argue with you in the comments or agree with you in the comments, and everybody else here will as well about whether you're right or wrong. So let us know. Happy to hear from you guys. So thank you all for watching. Another episode dropping, I think maybe next week. TBD actually. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.
All right.